Life felt like a never-ending race against the clock. My to-do list only grew longer. Work deadlines loomed, family responsibilities piled up. I was constantly exhausted, yet I never seemed to catch up. Sound familiar? I used to believe I simply didn't have enough time. There weren't enough hours in the day to do everything demanded of me. I envied those who seemed to effortlessly manage it all. They must have possessed some secret time management superpower. One evening, feeling particularly defeated, I confessed to a friend, I wish I just had more time. Her response surprised me. We all get the same 24 hours, she said simply. It's not about having more time, but using it better. Her words struck a chord. Could it be that simple? I was intrigued and a little skeptical. That conversation sparked a journey. I began to question my assumptions about time. I realized I wasn't alone in feeling overwhelmed. Many of us wear busy as a badge of honor. We glorify long hours and packed schedules. But what if this constant busyness was actually holding us back from what truly matters? I was determined to find out. My friend's words, we all get the same 24 hours, echoed in my mind. It seemed obvious yet profound. CEOs, athletes, parents, we all operate within the same daily framework. The difference wasn't the amount of time, but how we chose to use it. I started paying attention to how I spent my time. I tracked my activities, noting how much time I dedicated to work, family, errands, and even leisure. The results were eye-opening, to say the least. I discovered hidden pockets of time I hadn't realized existed. That 30 minutes scrolling through social media before bed, an hour spent mindlessly watching TV. These seemingly insignificant chunks of time added up. I also noticed how often I fell into the trap of multitasking, thinking I was being productive. In reality, I was spreading myself thin and accomplishing less. The 24-hour truth was setting in. I had more control over my time than I realized. Armed with the knowledge that I had more time than I thought, I went on a mission to identify the culprits stealing it away. Social media was a major offender. Those quick checks throughout the day were adding up to hours each week. Then there were the energy drains. I was trying to tackle important tasks when my energy levels were at their lowest. I realized I was working against my natural rhythms. I'm a morning person, yet I was scheduling creative tasks for the evenings when my brain felt fried. No wonder I felt like I was always behind. It was time to stop glorifying busy and start being more intentional about how I spent my precious time and energy. Section 4. Reclaiming my schedule. The first step in reclaiming my schedule was conducting a ruthless time audit. I tracked how I spent every hour for a week. This revealed my time thieves and energy drains. Armed with this information, I could start making changes. I set boundaries around social media, scheduling specific times to check it instead of letting it bleed into my day. I identified my peak productivity times and scheduled my most important tasks for those windows. I discovered the power of single tasking, focusing on one thing at a time and giving it my full attention. I also embraced the power of no. I started saying no to commitments that didn't align with my priorities. This freed up time and energy for the things that truly mattered. Section 5. The power of intentional time. My journey from no time to making time wasn't about finding magical extra hours in the day. It was about making conscious choices about how I spent the 24 hours I already had. It was about aligning my actions with my priorities. It was about reclaiming my time and using it to create a life I loved. I challenge you to embark on your own time revolution. Conduct a time audit, identify your time thieves and energy drains, align your tasks with your natural energy levels, establish systems that streamline your day. You have the power to make time for what matters most. Choose to use it wisely.